thought these guys did a much better job of they tried. They made some good cuts. They made a couple pretty good reads. You know, the ball didn't move the way the ball needs to move. But you know, a lot of that's, I think one team had one sub, and the other one had two. And we went 2 hours today. We didn't go hard. It wasn't physical, but just trying to put some out of bounds plays in, a press breaker, and some of those things while we had time.
Oh, not Nashville, huh?
No, his hand's bothered him. He shot the ball really, really well, then he hurt his left hand. I've been trying to explain to him, you know, everybody calls their offhand their guide hand. It doesn't guide anything. It's not a guide hand. Some guy wrote a book one time and called it a guide hand, and apparently a lot of people have read that book, but it's not a guide hand. It's a balance hand. All you do is balance the ball with your offhand. But he's got that tape on there. He hasn't shot the ball well since he hurt his thumb. And I don't think it should affect him as much as what it has, but I think it's probably more in his head. But he has made shots, Bob. I mean, he's really shot the ball pretty well.
You've had teams here where if they didn't shoot the ball or had an off day shooting in a game, they found other things they could do, well, defend, offensive rebounds, things like that. This team, do you think it can find a way to do other things on nights when it might not shoot the ball very well? And does this team have to shoot well, do you think?
Well, we don't have a guy that we can throw it close to, really. I mean, I think Devin will eventually get to there some, but Brandon, Nate, they're not strong enough. And the first year we had Joe, we could throw it close to, and Joe did at the end of the year did a terrific job of scoring close. We tried to do that with Dennis the last couple of years. KJ, we could throw it close to. Day we kind of put in there and mismatched, but we're going. I mean, I think we're going to make shots. I think that Aaron Harrison, Terry Henderson, and Nate Adrian, and those guys shoot it too well, but they have very many nights when we're 3 for 19.
Behind Juwan and Gary, do you have a third guy that can run the offense if you need to?
Now you have any suggestions?
That was what I asked.
No, we don't. But the truth is, we never have. For whatever reason, we can't seem to get more than a guard or two because everybody says, well, you got guys. Everybody else has got 4 or 5, and we never have. I mean, if you think about it, the first year we had Darius and Joe, and Joe really wasn't a point guard. And then after that we had Joe and Truck, and then Joe got hurt, so we just had Truck really. And then after that we were playing Truck and Deshaun, and then we finally got Joe and Truck back together for about 2 games, and Truck broke his foot. So that's not a new thing.
Anything else? Biggest thing you're going to work on for next weekend's scrimmage against Ohio State?
Try to make a shot or two. We didn't shoot it very well. We'll do a better job running offense, but it'll be easier to run offense, if we put Gary and Terry and Aaron and Sweat, together with one of those other guys or Juwan in that group with one other guy. It'll be a lot easier to run offense because you got some guys that know what they're doing. So obviously when you spread your team out that way, you don't look near as good as what you're going to look if you put guys together that know how to play together. So we're not as bad as we looked. we're better than that, but I worry more about rebounding the ball than I do anything, honestly. But we are consistently able to rebound the ball.
Thanks, Coach.